This is my recently acquired bone stock 2000 Dodge Viper GTS coupe. It's powered by a naturally aspirated 8-liter V10 that produces 450 horsepower and 490 pound-feet of torque. All these bald eagles get to the ground through a Tremec T56 transmission and massive 13-inch wide tires. In stock form, it's capable of a 4-second 0 to 60, can run the quarter mile in just over 12 seconds, and hit a top speed of over 190 miles per hour. And even with its huge engine and alluring wide-body design, the second-generation Dodge Viper weighs in at just under 3,400 pounds, which makes it over 300 pounds lighter than a brand new Mustang GT. This Dodge Viper doesn't have traction control, anti-lock brakes, or even cup holders, but it does have 4-wheel double wishbone suspension, Coney coilovers, and huge tires that allow it to withstand a full G of lateral force before losing traction. It also has 13-inch Brembo brakes, which provide surprisingly good stopping power for a Chrysler built in the late 1990s. But for me, the Dodge Viper is a lot more than its performance numbers. It's a piece of automotive history and culture that represents rebelliousness, grit, and that distinctly American fuck you attitude of go big or go home. Alright, so the goal of this project is to build one of the most powerful, naturally aspirated cars ever built. And like the Mustang, which we'll talk more about in a minute, this project will be done in stages where I'll go over parts, installation, cost, do dyno and acceleration tests, and of course a few races along the way. Stage 1 will be composed of some pretty basic upgrades like new spark plugs, K&N air filters, a full exhaust system, and a dyno tune. Basically just wake this thing up and see what it can do on a budget. In stage 2, I'll install a more aggressive camshaft, upgrade the valve train, and install a custom intake manifold with shorter runners to optimize for top-end power. Then finally in stage 3, we'll rebuild the engine with new internals and modify the block to increase the displacement to at least 9 liters and increase the static compression ratio to at least 11:1. We'll also put on better flowing cylinder heads to ensure maximum performance. The combination of these parts should allow the heavily modified pushrod V10 to make north of 700 wheel horsepower on pump gas. And I've already been in talks with Scott Rickard over at Prefix on how to make this happen. Prefix does a ton of awesome work on Vipers, from custom interiors to extreme engine builds. They built Sneaky Snake's badass Gen 5 naturally aspirated Viper that regularly beats a menagerie of supercars and leader bikes. So what does this all mean for the Mustang? Well, the addition of the Viper doesn't affect the Mustang at all. We're still going to get twin turbos, still going to do some kind of wide body setup, still going to do a do-it-yourself big brake kit. All that's still going to happen and then some. But first I need to install a new transmission on this thing because you guys were right about the second gear synchros. Installing that super grippy, super terrible McLeod clutch didn't do anything to make shifting into second gear any easier. So I've already went ahead and ordered a Tremec T56 Magnum XL. And it's been a while since I've done an install video, so I'll actually be doing the conversion myself. So be on the lookout for a step-by-step video on how to install a T56 into your 3-valve. I also have a garage dedicated to working on my vehicles now, which means going forward, I'll be doing most of the work on the Mustang and Viper myself, which is not only going to save me money, but allow me to pump out more videos. So if you're interested in watching these builds progress, you know what to do, and I hope you come back for the next one. Peace.